check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Not what I was planning on, but as I kind of alluded to in my last video, I was out there shooting some skip on channel 38 sideband, and all of a sudden I noticed my output was way down. And at first I thought it was my amp, and then I realized it wasn't my amp, it was my radio. My amp wasn't getting any input put into it. And so anyway, we went to take it down, and it was scorching hot. I didn't realize these things can get that hot. I guess I'd been, running it all day. Anyway, it's very hot, and I'm sure that's probably what caused the failure. But anyway, I've already pulled transistors out. I pulled the driver and the pre-driver out, and I knew that they had been replaced before. And anyway, when I got the driver out, it's a C1307, and I got to looking at specs, and that's only like a 13 watt or yeah, I think it's a 13 watt transistor, where the stock 1969 that comes in it is an 18 watt or 20 watt. So it's no one. I always noticed, my other Cobra that I had years ago seemed to be a little hotter than this one. Now I know I was down on power, so maybe it's a godsend. But anyway, I already pulled this. I already tested on my tester, and it tests bad. And I actually pulled out the pre-driver too, which is the factory one, the 2166. And they test good, so I'll probably go ahead and put it back in. I've got some 1969s laying around that I bought off of eBay. I don't know if I can trust them or not. I'm probably going to go find me an old radio and pull a 1969 out of it and put that, because you can't buy 1969s anymore. So you either have to buy a comparable or you pull it from an old radio. But I've got some old radios laying around. I think I could probably get a good 1969 and put the right one in. I'll probably have to readjust the BIOS, but I'll go through that whole process here. First thing we got to do is see if that's actually the problem with it. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, the transistor tested bad, and we were down to 0 output. So I think I'm down the right path. What a pain. Yeah, not what I was expecting. I was just going to, I've been just loving this 2000, and it hadn't given me any problems. But I think I'm going to do a little mod too, since it runs so hot. Even though I've got it in a fairly open deal, but with that wood case and everything, it's kind of susceptible to it. It doesn't have a lot of heat sink in it. So I'm looking, and I think I'll be able to maybe modify this and put a fan in it, as long as it doesn't create any noise in it. And I've got some quiet fans that won't create a lot of noise as far as, you hearing it. As long as it doesn't create any RF noise in it, I'll probably go ahead and mount me a fan. I don't want to do any major mods, but if I can get a fan in here and get it moving some air through here, I think I'd be a lot better off, especially if I want to sit there and shoot skip for 2 hours straight. So anyway, I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go see if I can't source me a 1969 off an old radio and see what we got going here. I already got her all cleaned up though, as you can see, and I actually even pulled the pre-driver out and tested it, but I've already put it back in the radio. So everything I've tested so far, the only thing I got bad is that C1307, which is they're okay. I mean, it's an NSC. It's probably a decent part, and who knows how long ago it's put in, but it's not the right part. So anyway, I'll be back. Hey guys, Electron Man. I'm back on the Cobra 2000, and boy, it's gotten just deeper and deeper. You know how it is. You get in there, and then you start, might as wells and everything else. But anyway, good news is I'm getting ready to put her back together and back on the bench. I do have her all fully repaired, but I'll kind of give you an update on the status of a few things, which by the way, you might want to check out a video I did on HG 2SC 1969 finals. Kind of interesting what I found, and I can tell you this radio is hotter than it ever has been. I know my old Cobra 2000 seemed a little hotter, and this one now it's just as hot as that one was. Definitely the HG 1969 really woke it up. But anyway, in fact, here's the HG finals, and there's the Chinese finals that I've been using on radios. I'm not going to use them anymore. I'm moving fully over to the HG line of them. I went ahead, since I was in there, I went ahead and did a full recap on it. Well, not a full, but probably about a 90% recap. Put all new caps in. I used mainly Rubicon, a few Panasonics, depending on the size, but I wanted to use a good quality capacitor. Replaced all these capacitors, replaced the big ones. Basically, like I said, about 90% of them I went ahead and updated. I just finished adjusting the bias and got it all where it's nice and aligned. And we'll just kind of show you where we're at this point. There's my new final in there. That's where that guy went. I went ahead and put back the pre-driver, as the pre-driver was tested good. But radio's 100% now. Went through, got it realigned, and you already seen me kind of do alignment once before. Just went through that process, mainly on the transmitter side, because obviously that's what I had to change. I was really upset that the final went out, but it's actually turned out to be a really good thing. Since I was back in there, went ahead and recapped it, got a nice hot final in it now, cleaned up all the solder joints. But I just kind of wanted to break here and show you what we got as far as power. Now I'm actually going to back power down because I'm planning on running it through a heater. So it'll be a low drive heater, so I'll probably set it about 3 watts as far as dead key. That's about right for a heater, and maybe even 2 watts. Some even like 1, but I'm going to run for 3. And I'm tempted to put a variable in it, but then I don't want to be putting any holes in this, so I'll probably just set it at 3 and see if that does the trick. But anyway, back to she's dead keying 5 watts right now, and I can actually get more out of her. I can get about 6, but set it kind of to spec. Solid 5 watts, and that's RMS there, guys. And about 6 watts RMS, and about 11 watt swing. And over on this meter, it shows about the same. About a 5 watt dead key. 11 or 12 watt swing, which is awesome. And then on sideband, check this baby out. 20 watts. 17 watts RMS. 20 watt swing now. Yeah, we got a hot one here now. I'm just tickled pink. This red's going to be better than it ever has. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to break and show you where I'm at with it, and getting ready to put it back together. We are going to work on one little mod. I'm going to see if I can't fit a fan in to, I think this thing got too hot, and it just doesn't have enough airflow with the wood cabinet and everything. So I'm going to work on mounting a fan in here to just pull air in and keep it flowing out the heat sinks and kind of try to keep it cooled down a little bit. We'll come back after I get a little experimental with see what I can do as far as getting a fan mounted in there. Hey guys, this is getting so frustrating. I'm still working on the 2000. Thought I'd give you a little update on this and get this video out, since obviously it's going to run longer than I thought. I thought I was going to be done with the 2000 and post a video and all happy and yalla happy days again. But anyway, where we're at now is as I was getting it all back together, I almost had it completely. I was putting the top cover on and noticed that one of the segments on my channel display was out. I was like, okay, great. So I thought I'll just pull the channel, and put a new one in. I've done that before, no big deal. In the first place, if you ever dealt with these old Cobra 2000s, they're real bad about lifting traces. So I'm having to work around lifting traces. I lifted a couple of them. I can fix that. That's not a problem. But what's really frustrating, and the reason I wanted to bring this up in this video is that I went out on Mauser, ordered some new segments. It's it's gray background instead of black, but no big deal there. It's definitely a 0.43 size display, right size display. It's red. I put it in there. I got nothing, no lights at all. It won't light. No segments are lighting on it at all. So anyway, here's the old part I pulled out, which one segment right there is what went out. That's what's causing me all my problems. And here's the new one. Well, I got to researching and come to find out that for your 7-segment frequency display, this right here would work fine. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, but this is a 2-volt common cathode 7-segment LED. Well, this, I looked up at the data sheet, and I don't know what's going on with the data sheet, but it's a 5982-7750. According to the data sheet, this is a 7-segment LED with a cathode common. That is not the case. I guess it was just a data sheet I pulled. I don't know. But anyway, come to find out, the one in the channel display is the same, 2 volt, all that, except for 7-segment LED, except for it is a common anode instead of a common cathode. So this will never work as a channel display. So I got about 25 bucks out because I ordered a stick of 10 of them. I thought it'd be nice to have them around. Yeah, I went through a couple of them because I kept thinking, well, maybe I'm getting bad ones, but no. Anyway, I went back to Mauser and I've now reordered again. Supposedly the same part as this, but it's a 7-segment LED with a common anode. Hopefully that'll fix it. I'm just tearing this board up, pulling this display in and out. I was just going to do one. I don't know if I should do both. I went and ordered 10 again. I mean, the cost-wise is not too bad. It's the shipping that gets me. I mean, they're like $1 something a piece, but $10 to get them here. So now I'll have $20 in shipping plus, you know, another 20 in parts. So I got 40 bucks in this, and hopefully that gets me there. But anyway, I'm a little frustrated. Just kind of wanted to share this video with you. You know, these YouTubers out there make everything look like it's all hunky-dory, and you just do this, and boom, you're up and running. Well, that's not always the way electronic repair works. A lot of time it works just like it did for me. I get all that done, and then I lose a segment. And I mean, the radio's 40 years old or whatever. It doesn't surprise me I lost a segment. And I've been turning it off and on and all that. So, whatever. It lost a segment. I guess I could have just said the heck with it and just had one segment out. But, I'm completely recapped this radio. Got that new Hot 1969 in it. I've already completely realigned it. I just couldn't bring myself to not fix that. So that's where we're at right now. We'll call this part 1. I'll come back. Hopefully I'll be able to give you guys some good information if you ever have to replace these 7-segment LEDs. I can get you a good part number and a little information on that. I sure would have liked to have had a video on that, and there's not any like that. So I might dedicate one video specifically to replacing these guys. Funny thing is, this would work perfect in the frequency counter. So I do have a whole stick of I could replace all my LEDs in my freak counter on the 2000, but that's not what I needed. And actually, the way I finally figured it out is I went out on eBay and I was trying to buy the correct one, and the only way they had it was a kit of blues, which I don't want to convert it to blue. But then I noticed that it had a 5 of them, I think, however many, say 6. How many? 5? I think there's 5 or 6. Anyway, I had 5 of these and then 2 of the other ones. I'm like, well, why do they have those different? I thought they'd all be the same, and that's when I realized that we had something going on there. Anyway, just sharing this with you. Hopefully this, helps you if you're in the repair business or whatever, or you already know that, and I'm just the one that didn't know it. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Some days, I'll tell you what, it's just frustrating to do electronic repair, but we'll get through it. One way or another, we'll get her working right. As always, have a great day. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I mean, it doesn't cost anything. Just click this little subscribe button down at the bottom, and it really helps me continue to bring videos to you.